Hello, and welcome to Tennis Treasures, the Tennis Millionaire, where your tennis dream becomes your actual tennis reality. Hi, my name is Rich Jackson, and it's our mission to help you to expedite your specific tennis goal, which is usually one of two things: free ride scholarship, making money on the Pro Tour. Besides a mission, we have a motto. Our motto is to work smarter versus harder. And then once you get past that hurdle, our next step is to have you play smarter versus harder. Besides that motto, we have a purpose. And our purpose is to help take away the heavy lifting from our clients. What does that mean? That means that we want you to not get injured. That's part of our plan to protect you from that. And Chapter 5 in our training manual has 5 ways to help you to win in straight sets. And if you win in straight sets, the odds are that you're going to win within an hour of time. So that means you're off the court quickly. That means less chance of injury. You don't want to have tired footwork and then you turn an ankle. Anyway, let's talk about today's topic for our YouTube video. I got kind of carried away, apparently. Our topic is simply this: why is it that the Tennis Treasures training program is beating out the traditional old-fashioned boot camp training? And we're going to do a side-by-side comparison to see what you think. And you can make comments below if you wish, or you can reach out to us and ask questions. Go to tennistreasures.org, and you can reach us directly that way. Actually, you just leave a message and we get back to you. So, where do we start? Let's start with the traditional boot camp approach. First things first, you travel across the country by way of car, plane, boat, whatever you got to do. And there's a cost involved, of course. And it's uneasy type of thing. I mean, I used to not mind traveling. But nowadays, traveling isn't as it used to be. It's not so convenient anymore. Plus, you're going to go to a location that's a little uneasy. I mean, you got to get acclimated with where you're going to. Most of the tennis camps are actually in Florida or California, and there's some in Texas. Okay? In our case, you don't travel. You work from home. And a lot of businesses are working from home. You're a business as far as being an investment to your family. So why don't you work from home? I think that makes sense. So that's how we scheduled and planned our whole event. And believe it or not, you don't have to have a very strong hitting partner. You need a ball machine, maybe, or you can have someone in your family hitting you balls from the other side of the court. They're at the net, and they're hitting balls to specific spots on the court. And you're set, because you'll be busy, believe me. It won't be that easy. You'll have to run to that spot and hit a specific type of shot. And by the time you finish with that particular homework assignment, you'll be very good. You will have mastered it. And we will help you through the details of the physics part of what's required for that to take place. Okay. So, where am I? So it's the travel, no travel. They're physically demanding at these traditional boot camps. Well, they want you to work hard and get, in shape, and that's good. I mean, you got to get in shape. In fact, for one of our key formulas, LPSP, you have to be in shape to pull that off. You don't have to use that formula, but that's one of the prerequisites. Anyway, but our problem is, our concern is that they may work you a little too hard, because there's too many young people with injuries and taped up shoulders and ankle and upper thigh and knee problem. I think they're overworked a little bit. I think they're being physically compromised. I may be wrong. Maybe it's the diet. I can't answer that. Each person's different. However, we don't push the envelope like that with you. We work smarter, like I said. That's our motto. So, next. By moving temporarily to a tennis camp and their location, there's a certain element of being a little bit less secure. In other words, lately there have been a lot of natural disasters taking place. And I'm not wishing that on anybody. I'm just saying, you got, flooding here, you got wildfires there, and it's just a lot of stuff happening. So when you're in a safer environment, like your own location, there's a certain comfort there mentally, emotionally. It's just a certain assurance that things may be okay in this case. All right? So now what can we talk about? Oh, training. The traditional boot camp training, they're in groups, and they try to make it small as possible, the groups, like maybe, I don't know, whatever numbers they come up, 5 or 4 or whatever. In our case, it's all one-on-one. And that's a big deal to us because simply we customized our 12-chapter training according to your already existing gifts. So in other words, we're magnifying what you have so that it's blossoming into something bigger than what you already have. Plus, we're adding a bunch of key dynamics. We're going to add, well, let's put it this way. We want you to master out of the 12 chapters, 6 of them. Chapter 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So you're working with us for not 2 weeks, not a month. You're working with us for 6 months. And in 6 months, we want you to master 6 chapters. Plus, we have a bunch of other goodies that we want you to absorb and understand. Different codes and ways to change gears and speed, and also to morph into different styles, and understanding the formulas from the strategies, tactics, formulas chapter 7. And then we want you to understand the power of chess tennis in chapter 4. So there's a lot to grasp when you're working with us. You need the 6 months. And after the 6 month period is over, you get an honorary master's degree in tennis science. Let me show you the rock real quick. This is the rock. Very durable, able to handle soft luggage and international travel. The person on the cover, David Ferreira. And why is he on the cover? Because he's made over $30 million in his career, and yet he's been under the radar as far as the media is concerned. Wow, that's a long story to go into, because I can go further into that, of course, and let you know that you can be under the radar too and make a lot of money. But that's part of the training. You got to take step by step as we go. Okay, so our costs compared to the traditional boot camp costs are less, extremely less. And that's exciting to us because people are cost conscious nowadays. And to think about it, you're going to get a free ride scholarship and not have to pay as much as you would at a traditional camp. Don't have to worry about being injured. Don't have to worry about, stumbling into some kind of insecure situation. That's a lot to consider and chew on. Okay, so there you go. 6 month training. And that turns out to be 26 weeks of working with us. But at the end, you're actually going to be, this is an example, you'll be like a tennis superhero. Yeah. And you might as well visualize yourself having some, clever looking mask on with a cape that has a wind machine in front of you, is blowing in the wind, and photographers all around. So consider that. I remember I went to a Halloween outfit event and I dressed up as Superman, and wow, I felt like Superman. In my case, I was jumping over furniture, ready to do some cartwheels and everything. I just felt so empowered. In this case, you will be a superhero. You won't be acting because you'll know so much. You will have taken the wisdom, with our help, and brilliance of the great tennis players of the past and infuse them into your young body. So you'll have the knowledge of how to handle important points. how to make sure that you win in straight sets, how to attack a tiebreak in the proper way, which we just plainly call sudden death, and we treat it like that. So, and as well as how to win a match even if you're not in your zone. Then we have chapter 10 to make sure if you're out of your zone, how to get back into your zone. A whole chapter on that. But you get the point. So, reach out to us at tennistreasures.org. Our website is at the bottom in the description. Also, ask about, when you reach out to us, ask about our referral program. Another way to help support you in different ways. So there you go. Let me just check this glass. Yeah, the hourglass, it says we're about done. And looking forward to continuing on our next venture. So you have a great day, and I'll see you soon.